Welcome to Tiny Rails, the fun little game with a train. And this is I think it's the Great North Cargo Rush event, or the end of it. Here's my train coming past with the cars I put on last time, as well as a couple of cars that have changed since last time. But that's my train going past. Now, this event was definitely challenging for me because I didn't have a lot of time. And if I click on this, and it ends in 6 hours. So I managed to do this, or I will have managed to do this, once I get the last mangoes to London, Ontario. As you see, it's mainly been, well, it's been Canada, where the Great North Cargo Rush event has taken place. My train has its seashell engine on from last time. 4 scientific looking cars at the front, and there was a paper lantern car just behind them, which I've replaced with a kangaroo boxing car because the paper lantern car got fully upgraded and it didn't hold enough money to make it worthwhile keeping on my train. Plus I've added a couple of cargo cars and replaced a couple of passenger cars because I needed the space. So I am currently headed towards London, Ontario, where I'll drop off the remainder of these mangoes, and then I will have completed all of these stages of the event, got the last 1,750 tokens, which will take my total up to 3,825. I can't count, which is not enough. Try that again. Which is not enough to get me the 4 cars that come with this event. It's only enough to get me 3 of them because they all cost 1,000 apiece. Let me get my train moving again. So out of these 4 cars, basically I could choose 3 of them, or I could choose the engine, or I could choose 2 cars and the caboose. But I haven't got enough for everything, and I've only got enough for 3 out of the 4 cars. And as I made the decision, I think in the last episode, that basically I was going to collect cars rather than engines and cabooses with the available tokens, that's what I'm going to do. And if you look at these cars, they have a little star over on the right, which basically that one's a regular type car, and this one's I would say special, but it's not that special. But the ones with purple take more time to upgrade, so I figure I'll get the ones with purple on them, because that way by the time I come round to getting the last car at some point in the future, it will be easier to upgrade. So I'll do the hard work now, or the harder work now. That's my logic. Doesn't mean it's right, but it is my logic. I think at the time of recording this one, I've still got to actually upload the last episode. And there's one more event after this one, I believe, in this series of 5 Cargo Rush events. And I'll go to the map. In this one, you had to spend some time in South America picking up guava and avocado, some time in Africa picking up pears, and a load of time in Western Australia picking up mangoes. The rest was relatively easy: apples, corn, tomatoes, stuff you could pick up in North America, and very little of it, most of which I already had actually in my depot. Because if I look at my depot, it has 3,370 bits of cargo in it, of all different sorts. It's just whatever I pick up, if I'm near a depot, I drop it in there. So here's London, Ontario. That's the event demand fulfilled. I really don't care where my train goes at this point. That is of little to no importance. And I will now collect the tokens for the mangoes. And as I say, I will buy 3 cars. That one, which is the TN Lounge car. This one looks like some kind of cargo car, the TN Carrier car. And this one, which is a TN Comet car. And that leaves me with 825 tokens, which I can't use at this point, so I'll just save them for the next event, which they may or may not be useful. I don't think, trying to remember now, that's 2,500, 2,800, 2,925. I think you get about 3,025 tokens per event. So even with 825, that'll only take me up to 3,850 at the end of the next event, which will still only be enough to buy me 3 cars. However, I have 3 new cars. So, these 4 cars at the front are still working on upgrading to their maximum level, so they're staying on my train. Looks like the kangaroo car is going to depart again. And in fact, I'm just going to replace these 3 cars, the kangaroo car, the tour train car, and the minecart car, as they're closest to the front. So let me find these new cars. There's one of them. You go there. You go there. And you go there. I like the fact they've got a very similar, well, very together and coordinated paint scheme. With the nice angled grey bit with a white stripe, then red on the rest of it. One's got TN on it, but looks very pretty. Now this one and this one, yep, they earn cash. Oh, I didn't mean to replace... Okay, I was going to replace the kangaroo car, wasn't I? Never mind. I got that slightly wrong, so we'll just move the kangaroo car back there. Actually, swap you two around. Okay, so now, if I get just about the front 6 cars on screen, this one earns a little bit of cash, this one earns a little bit of cash, and I think these 2 earn a little bit of cash. So they're the 4 I've got to keep an eye on. Yeah, I'll get that many cars on screen. I would. Then it put a blockage in the way. But yes, I didn't start this event till late on Sunday afternoon. And this is Monday morning, when I am actually meant to be working, where I have now just finished this event. But as I don't have much time before the end, I wanted to record it before the event ended. So I don't know where the next event is going to be, but most of these have been based in North America, as are pretty much all the events I've seen so far. 3 were on a little island just off the North American coast, and these have all been Canada or USA based, all these events so far, for delivery, which leads me to suspect the next one will probably be on the west coast of the United States or something similar to that. So I've had the southern United States, the east coast, Canada, central United States I think was one of them, or somewhere in the middle of the United States. No, it was Alaska. Alaska I think might have been one of them. I forget. I think it was Alaska. So I'm guessing the next one is probably going to be the west coast of the United States, but that's just a guess. I have no knowledge. I just extrapolate based on assumptions. Always a really good way of making logical jumps. Yes. Extrapolate based on many assumptions. Okay, well that was all I really wanted to do. This was going to be a quick episode because I really have nothing to say. Been busy. This is literally a very short period of time I've got when I'm meant to be writing code. So I will end this episode now. Sorry it's so short, but so finishes the Great North Cargo Rush event. That's it for now. As always, I hope you enjoyed to one degree or another, and hopefully I'll see you down the track for more Tiny Rails in the near future. Cheerio!